Claudio on Instagram, wait, Twitter and Instagram, whatever. And yeah, his entire page is just dedicated to being cool, being an alpha male, and putting down women while trying to convince everybody how cool he is. But babe, we can see you. We can see you with our eyes. So in the comments section,
What's up, guys? Hopefully, you guys hear me well. Um, Back for another episode or another installment of the Nuke Stream. And today I want to talk about health. And whenever we talk about health and dating and women and all that stuff, everyone kind of jumps first to mental health. And mental health is an abstraction. What does mental health even mean? For some people, it's never struggling, just never having a negative moment in their life. Like if something feels icky or bad, run away as fast as you can. Um, for some people, it's you know, communication, talking about your feelings, stuff like that. And we all know that's not it either. So what exactly are we concerned with health wise, or should we be concerned with health wise when it comes to dating? And I'll tell you right now, your physical health, like the things that you can catch, exhaustion, um, alcohol consumption, all that stuff, skipping gym sessions, all that stuff is more gonna wear you out than the mental health stuff. And the reason I say that is because once you guys understand and accept women for what they are, really there isn't any mental health uh to deal with left to deal with. And this is the sad part about the red pill, why the red pill gets ignored or thrown aside as some dumb misogynistic set of rules. But honestly, most of the red pill is accepting that women have agency and you can't change them. So you have to work around or work with women. And it's sad that everyone's just like, no, it's actually this or it's actually that, whatever. But the truth is, it's that. It's just that. Uh, so we'll get into that, and we'll talk about why everyone just goes straight to mental health, what you really should be concerned about, and all that stuff. And today we're going to be referencing um, essay number 83, balancing dating and your health. That's one of my essays from Substack. Yeah, we'll be balancing it. So, or sorry, referencing it. So I'll just bring it up here. Let me see. There we go. And then we'll blow this up a little bit. Okay, so this is my essay number 83 um for my Substack. Essentially, I'm talking about balancing dating and your health. And I'll use this essay today as the template of the topic. And guys, if you guys want to super chat, ask questions, uh please do, but I'm only gonna stop the show for a super chat. Like if the question is not relevant to what I'm talking about in the moment, then I'm not gonna stop. I'll just answer it later. So yeah. That thumbnail reminds me I met a girl for drinks. I swear her purse sounded like she was smuggling Tic Tacs across the board. Yeah, man. Um, you'd be surprised what you find in women's medicine cabinets and all that stuff. very interesting, very interesting, cocktail of drugs or coping mechanisms in there. Sometimes I just don't wanna know. Okay, so essay number 83, balancing dating and your health. Mental health is the least of your health concerns, right? And I mean that. It was a thumbnail, but, it's we live in a culture where everyone's obsessed with feeling good and feeling happy. We know those are all happiness is an abstraction. Happiness is just something that just descends upon you from time to time out of nowhere. You're just like, hey, I feel happy right now. But happy isn't a goal. It's not your goals are your goals. If you want to graduate college and get a degree or get that promotion at work or spin plates, goals are goals, and that's what's going to drive you. And then while you're getting to your goals, you're gonna feel bouts of happiness and bouts of sadness. But we are not creatures designed to chase happiness. We're designed to chase goals, resources, and all that stuff. So it's tweet number 83 in my tweet thread, and essentially, when I first got here, when I say here, I mean Dallas, I was going out 3 times a week, and having about 9 to 10 drinks a week. My physique stayed the same, 13-14% body fat, but not sure if I recommend this. I am ex-Navy, so my body and mind were used to this tempo. I also have very low stress job now, so definitely not sustainable longer than a year. Yeah, so when like I was saying, when I first got here, when I say 3 times a week, I didn't mean, like, a date. Sometimes I would just go explore a new place, have a drink or 2 just to see the area. Sometimes, a friend would be invite me somewhere. So, a lot of my social activities as well as dating revolved about drinking. That's since changed, um, but for my first year when I got to Dallas and I went on my generational run of dating, essentially that I was having around, 9 to 10 drinks a week. So, like, maybe 3 per date, and then maybe a glass of wine with dinner during the week or something. But, yeah, and there are things that allowed me to do this. Like, I had a certain mentality and endurance, um, that I got from the Navy. The Navy, you just push through exhaustion, push through stress, push through everything. So I was kinda used to it, I never knew when to call it quits. So that wasn't really, that mentality goes away after a while. Eventually, you start saying like, "Hey, I'm tired. I have no reason to be awake, or I have no reason to push through this. It's better to just go to sleep." Um, and then, I left the Navy with a low body fat as well. So that kind of helps. Um, you work hard for a physique, and my physique isn't that even that impressive, but I'm just not fat. But yeah, and like I was saying, also I have a low stress job, meaning I'm not working 11-hour days. There were days where I was working 3 hours and I'd go home, or there was days where I was working 8 hours, but it was like chilling. I was on my phone half the time, waiting for somebody to trip a breaker, waiting for someone to give me permission to do something or whatever. Um, so yeah, but with all due respect, Nuga's a 6'2" Navy Chad. How can he help average guys with their problems? I can because just like you guys, I am average. And when I say average, not going on the internet um into that a delusion calculator and putting my stats in and finding out I'm like 0.014 of the population, right? What I mean is average in that my problems with women are the same as every other man's problems. None of us, whether we're a Chad or hideous or whatever, are absolved of our burden of performance and female behavior. There is no insulation of female behavior besides the red pill. There's nothing else. Or quitting altogether. And even then, you still need the red pill because you're going to deal with women in your professional life, family life, and in other ways too, in public, whatever. So essentially, let me bring this up. In essence, I am not 6'2", I'm 6 feet. and Navy Chat. Like, guys, there's no such thing as a chat, right? I know that's it's an internet thing, it's an internet meme, but chat is basically a mindset, right? And it combines several things. Like, it combines self-improvement, meaning a guy that decided to go to the gym. It combines as well, like, prioritizing social life, which a lot of guys, where they pigeonhole themselves into the gym or self-improvement in general, and they forget, hey, go outside and meet some people, hang out, go somewhere, right? And then it also combines, confidence, putting yourself first, helping others, being just being a light for people. And that really is what a chat is, but it's all those things are so attainable. It's just that those three things are hard to find in the same person, and that's why when we see them in the same person, we call them a Chad. Um, your face and your body will look good, but much better than average if you work out and you put in a little bit of work towards your hygiene and finding a good hairstyle and all that stuff. And then your your skill and your charm, and just that you gotta go out and talk to people and have a normal social life. Those things combined are very rare, because it's like a guy's either a gym rat and he just doesn't socialize that much, or a guy is he's charming but he's thin, and all those are within your reach, incredibly within your reach. So no such thing as a Chad. But anyways, I tried to do this for a long time, and then over time, I just started going out less, stopped going out, I stopped going around out on the weekends, and started being smarter with my time. I didn't just go out with every single girl that I could. It's just, you got to be smart, right? Your body, you cannot be drinking alcohol that much, that often, and not have some consequences, and all that. So, we'll continue here. So the first paragraph I wrote is, when it comes to dating, everyone usually focuses on the mental health aspect of it, like I was saying before. We're in a neurotic generation, constantly worried about how being ghosted or cheated on will wreck our psyche, and it plays right into people's need to feel like victims, right? So, one thing about dating is that everyone enters dating already with the victim mentality. Like, they cannot get what they want out of the opposite sex, so um, I am dating is suffering, and I get it. It may seem like that if you don't have the tools to how to deal with it. Women have their tools, men have their tools, but men, we don't have the luxury of being a victim. We don't. So we have to figure this out. And being a victim really destroys you as a man. Like, you stop acting, you start making excuses, you stop caring, you get other men, you convince other men that it's not, you want to convince other men that it's not worth it. And then over time, you end up just bitter, resentful, still not getting your sexual needs met, still not getting any intimacy from women, um, and all that. And then you will dedicate a large portion of your time trying to convince others that it's not worth it. And you may or may not be successful, but I argue for action, not inaction. Inaction is, it's great, right? If you actually follow through and you're just like, stop caring, right? If you have a problem and you've seen that other people figure it out, but you claim that it's because they have money or because of looks or because of this, essentially, you know, well, you've given up, right? But the thing is, give up and move on. Give up and travel the world. Give up, and there's so many things you could probably do besides on the internet try to convince other people it's not worth it. You can do other cool things, and essentially, it boils down to that. Did they really quit? They didn't. They just they still want to date. They still want to do these things, but they they don't want to do what's necessary. So, um, meanwhile, we fill our stomachs with trash food, don't work out as we should, and drink too much. It's a big disservice to treat dating like it's some kind of mental illness inducing dynamic. when the real culprits are often fixable, and we're going to get into that. Thinking about your ex isn't causing PTSD. It's probably because you haven't gotten sunlight or days or seen your friends in weeks. You are not above your basic needs. Now, I understand that there's just some breakups that hurt, and it's mental torture and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, um, it's normal, right? A lot of people think, "Oh, I have an ex and I think about them sometimes." That's normal. There's nothing wrong with that. It's part of your brain. Like, your brain cannot control those subconscious thoughts. You can control the action downstream of that, but you thinking about your ex isn't making dating impossible. You just need to forgive yourself and be like, I had a long time hanging out with this person, lots of experiences, and now, from time to time, I'll see something that reminded me of them. Maybe the ice cream shop we used to go to, or we used to do this activity, and I'm reminded of them. And then over time, it dissipates. Especially for men, it takes us longer, right? Because we're different. Um, so that's not a mental health issue. That is a normal human being issue. You missing somebody is normal. However, you missing somebody and deciding that life is never going to get better after this and it's all over, that is not healthy. So learn to differentiate both, and we need to move away from being mm, such a dating being the worst thing for your mental health, because honestly, it's the opposite. Not dating, not womanizing, not talking to women is more detrimental to your mental health than dating, right? And unless for sure you completely given up, and when I say given up, I mean you don't want to date anyone, you're whatever you are, then maybe you're happy that way too. But $10 super chat from No Link. You get one of these, sir.
Thank you so much, best friend!
No Link with the $10. Everyone wants to date. People want connection, though nobody wants to do something about it. Both friends, guys, and girls. Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, guys, the biggest thing I notice about people that complain or whine or whatever. I don't like using the word whine because some of these complaints are well founded. But I would say people discuss dating and all that stuff. What I notice for both genders is that there's just a lot of laziness. There's a lot of um I want something without giving anything back, or I don't want, like, men do not want to step up to the burden of performance. And then women do not I mean, women do have a burden of performance within a relationship, right? To a guy that's worth his salt. But women also don't want to go on dates. Everything is they want to chase highs, and they're scared that if they get with the wrong guy, it's all over, right? And women need to get over their neuroticism about dating and all that stuff, and they need to start early, right? If they want to get serious, a lot of women say, "When I'm 27, I'll get serious." I'm like, at 26, you should start getting serious because you don't have as much time as you do. Because as time goes on, men will still find you attractive, but you're gonna get less likable, and you're gonna be more bitter and resentful, and it's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be hard for you to be likable enough to get a guy worth liking. So yeah, thanks for the super chat. All right, all right. So I continue to say, excuse me. I continue to say here. That being said, there are physical health concerns when dealing with the dating scene that a criminally low number of people talk about. Let me hold on. That's because the discourse is so focused on mental health matters rather than the practical truths, like you'll lose sleep, you'll drink more, and yes, you should wear a condom. Um, and then so basically, I'm just delineating there what I said in the beginning. Hey, a lot of people think, oh, your mental health. I'm like, dude, mental health is the least of your concerns, right? Like, consider dating and sex like eating food. You have food, you fulfill the need, right? The way you fulfill the need, yeah, could be you may have been burned while, uh, some oil jumped on you and burned you while you were cooking. Um, Maybe the food didn't turn out awesome. But once you ate and finished eating, there wasn't some kind of like you didn't think back of how hard the process was. You're just happy you ate food, and it's the same thing. So I talk about sleep, drinking, and then the STDs. So we're gonna talk about STDs first. Which brings me to my first point. STDs, your first line of defense is education. So one of the things I recommend for guys that are like starting to date women again or whatever is that STDs change. There's new STDs every year. There's just new strains, all that stuff. So I would go on the CDC website or whatever accredited or reliable source and start learning about STDs, right? And I don't mean like study everything, right? But study how they're transferred. Study uh, what each one, the symptoms of each one. Study demographics, right? Like obviously, I don't want to be racist, but if there is a certain type of woman or certain socioeconomic class that's known for having herpes, maybe it's best to avoid hooking up with those women. You know, um, and yeah, like STDs is really the one of the biggest threats to your health when you're dating around. And a lot of people do not want to date because of STDs. Now, is that a little bit neurotic? Yes, because most of the time there's a very little chance of you getting STDs. Yes, there's always going to be that one girl that's going to probably give you chlamydia or something. But for the most part, I've gone for obviously, but for the most part, if you use a condom, you will be most likely okay. You know, and also avoiding certain demographics of people, lower socioeconomic classes of women. They're known for having more STDs and all that stuff. So, yeah, research what your city is known for. So, every city or every region of the United States, there's outbreaks, there's spikes in different STDs. Like Houston, it's syphilis, right? I'm not saying that the average girl has syphilis there. I'm just saying that it's pretty bad. The syphilis. I mean, I saw an article on it. So syphilis is not the most fun STD apparently, but that's not that's not to mean that you should be neurotic or terrified, right? That's just like, hey, just to know what everyone's known for and look for the signs. There maybe the symptoms are obvious and you can catch it before before you have intercourse or something. So and like I said before, learn how to identify symptoms, and so on and so forth. Right. So do a little research. The CDC is pretty decent because it's pretty quick explanation and it gives you, symptoms, how to catch it, blah blah blah. There's always AI. You can always ask AI about to teach you about uh, STDs and all that stuff. And yeah, have it in the back of your head. Don't have to be neurotic about it, but why more information is better. So yeah, there is no 100% guaranteed way to avoid STDs except through abstinence. That is true. But that defeats the purpose of one of the best parts of being alive. Right. So a lot of guys will say, and girls will say, I don't want to date around because I don't want STDs. And that's not coming from a place of being medically responsible for your health. Again, you are in the game. As long as you have testosterone, you're in the game. And part of the game is that you'll want to hook up with a chick, right? That is what you are as a man. That's what you're designed for. So saying that STDs are the reason you don't want to date around is pretty much an excuse. It's a cope. And you may find that perfect girl one day that you like, and she may have an STD. You have no idea, or it'll flare up already in a committed relationship, right? And that's why you, as a man, need to study STDs because these things will help you understand how you can get it and what happens and when it flares up or whatever, right? And it's there have been couples that one of them has herpes and doesn't know, and then it flares up during when they have a relationship and they think that one of them is cheating, and it's a whole thing, right? But if you do a little research, you understand that like that stuff can live dormant in your body for up to a year or more. So yeah, be smart, educate yourself. um Prevention is where your focus should be, right? So wear protection. Like if she's not your girlfriend, wear protection. right? If you're not in love with her, or things are you have you starting to get monogamous with her, then yes. Or if you want to risk it, that's fine too. Like, hey, every man does business differently, and the cool thing about being a man is that you will face your consequences yourself. So you're free. That gives you freedom, right? You have authority over yourself. You have responsibility over yourself, meaning you have authority over yourself. So yeah. Um, but I cannot be the type of guy to be like, don't wear a condom, it's not worth it. Like, I will always lean for towards wear a condom, because you don't want to get a girl pregnant, and you don't want to catch something that will cut your sex life short. So yeah, it will save you a massive headache and a lot of money in life. If she had sex with you, she'll have sex with anyone. You're not that special. And that's another thing, guys. When you first meet a chick, right? um and things are going well, and you're happy, and you think you're the man because you hooked up, or you're getting this chick about to hook up with you. The truth is, guys, is that she's still talking to multiple men. Even if she hooks up with you, she's not throwing away a possibility of seeing another guy. So treat it like this, right? Assume all women are promiscuous, but don't obsess. And we say that it's not only supposed to protect you mentally, so you don't get super unhealthily attached to a woman, but also it kind of puts you in the position where you can start making rational decisions, not based not on ego, but on pragmatism. If she's if I assume a woman promiscuous, I must assume that they're sleeping with multiple guys. So I should probably wear a condom, because I don't know what she's doing when I'm not around. So yeah. Um all right. Cool. All right. Another common misconception: men who sleep with women get a automatically get a friends with benefits or a fuck buddy arrangement for after the first time. That's not how it usually goes. More often, things start swinging in your favor after the second or third time. Yeah, guys, there have been times where I have had one girl come over. We had fun. We hooked up. I rocked her world. I did my job, and then I never saw her again. It's rare, but it has happened. And a lot of guys think, "Oh, I slept with the girl. Now she's obsessed with me." I'm like, no, guys. That is one of the biggest misconceptions. It's like that saying, that erroneous saying, women control access to sex and men control access to relationships. That's not true. Women control access to both. So, um, don't think that because you had sex with her, she's gonna drop the other guys. Assume that she's still, she still has her options open, and that you can catch something from her. Um, That's not how it usually goes. More often, things start swinging in your favor at the second or third time. If you want a harem or just a steady rotation, you'll need to be more available than you think. That means answering a 2 a.m. call from a horny girl after a girls' night, or rearranging your cozy night when a girl hits you up after seeing her ex with someone new. And that's what I'm thinking. And this is one of the hardest parts, right? Like, everyone wants multiple women or a wife or just options or whatever. But sometimes those options require you getting a text at 1 a.m. and she's drunk and horny, and you want to have sex with her. But you're tired. But sometimes you just got to tell her, "Hey, come over," and you got to get the job done. Now, if obviously you don't have to, right? But that's part of the work of building a harem, is that you have to be available. Now, as time goes on and things are getting better, or sorry, things are swinging in your favor, and you know almost for a fact that you'll see her again after you hook up, then you don't have to be that flexible. You can be like, "Hey, sorry, I got work." However, in the first 1 or 2 weeks of getting to know her, you have to be very available, right? Because if you want her to drop other guys for you, you have to be available, or else her mind's gonna go elsewhere. That's just the way it is. So yeah. Um, of course, like I was saying before, this isn't forever. As the relationship builds, and that relationship could be towards monogamy, or just, hey, you guys just hook up just for hooking up or whatever. As the relationship builds, you'll gain leverage. You'll work around your schedule because of the trust and the rapport you've built. But early on, you might have to be so flexible with your time that it will affect your health. You'll get time to rest after the sex. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Building a harem is lots of work in the beginning. But once you get established sort of a sexual connection established with a woman, you don't have to be, you know, super available for her all the time. She'll work with you. She'll tell you what days she's free. She'll give you her schedule. She'll send you her work calendar. I've gotten that before too. So yeah, in the beginning, when you got a new plate, you're going to have to be super flexible, and that's sometimes losing sleep. So try to catch up on sleep afterwards. Try to, uh, not drink alcohol too much. But remember, your number one job when you have a new plate is availability. Be available. So, yeah. All right. Drinks at a nice spot will be your best bet to build physical and emotional connection before she loses interest. Alcohol is basically sex fuel, but over time, that drinking adds up. It's difficult to balance a fun dating life with staying sober or limiting alcohol, but your best to moderate. So yeah, guys, like we advocate here for the drink date because drinks are sexy. Drinks lower women's inhibition. It relaxes their neuroticism, and usually, places where you have drinks are kind of conducive towards you taking her home. So remember, alcohol is a poison. It'll poison your body. So try your best to find a drink that's not bad. Something like maybe a vodka soda, or drink water when you're at the bar and all that stuff. And if you seriously think you're having an alcohol problem from dating or partying, then maybe it's time to stop and seek help from a professional, right? But sadly, alcohol is the best way to go. Just try to be when you've had enough, you've had enough. And try to figure out, okay, today I'm on this date, I'm going to have 2 drinks. And as you get older, you may want to get like stuff on the rocks, right? Like I get whiskey on the rocks all the time because it's cheaper, and also there's not a lot of sugar because they're not adding like juice or syrup or anything like that. So that could help with the calories. It's the drink is stronger, so you'll sip slower, you'll enjoy the drink, and you're spending less money because you're drinking slower and all that stuff. So yeah, that's my recommendation. All right. It's difficult to it's difficult to balance a fun dating life with staying sober or limiting alcohol, but try your best to moderate. The goal is to get her back to your place as soon as it makes sense. Once she's comfortable, calibrated, and ready, and if you're feeling burnt out, take a break. Sex may be the first step. Hold on, I think. Okay, yeah, I'm good. Sex may be the first step, but once you're past that, you can start introducing alternatives. Suggest activities that don't involve drinking. Most women will be down, especially if you got that confident, competent logistics energy. So yeah, after maybe having sex with her 2 or 3 times, you may want to see her. You may want to do a little bit something before she comes over and hooks up with you. Some guys are just like, I don't care. I just come over, fuck, and then leave. I get that too. But some men need a little bit of a buffer. Before bringing her back to your place or having sex. Not all the time, but a lot of times, right? Now be careful because you don't want to do activities so much that you end up getting attached. But essentially, buffer, you want a little buffer sometimes. So there's activities you can do with women after you've hooked up with them and you're starting to establish a sexual connection. You can go for a walk in the park. You can go watch a movie and all that stuff. These are low investment dates, but you've already built the attraction necessary for her to just want to be around you, and it's fine. So all right, let's take a quick break, and we shall continue. Where is it? Oh, excuse me. Oh, Jesus, please, excuse me. All right, so though I scoffed at the idea that dating causes serious trauma earlier, let me be clear. Keeping your mind right does matter. When life gets hard, whether it's losing your job or a death in the family, dating should be the first thing to go. Yeah, so dating itself, like I said, doesn't cause too much mental health unless you are an approval-seeking beta blue pill guy, right? But there are other things external to that or outside of that that could affect your mental health, and dating is not going to make it better, right? And that's the thing. Yes, you're getting your sexual needs met, but sometimes maybe the death of a family member, um, maybe loss of a job, maybe you just don't have, you feel like you're not have purpose. These things that are outside of dating should be attended to with much seriousness and your all your attention. And so the first thing in your life when you are um, out there dating, out there dealing with these issues, is to let go of dating for a while. The women are not going anywhere. There's always going to be women. You'll never run out. So take care of what you got to take care of. Never prioritize dating over things like that. So, yeah. And then obviously you can let your plates or the women you're seeing know that you need a little bit of time, right? That, hey, this happened. I'm going through this. So if I get a little distant, I'm sorry. It's just I'm dealing with this. And um, it's interesting because when you are going through something bad and you are texting your plates, hey, sorry, I'm just going through this, and you're honest, a lot of women will step up. You'll be surprised how many women step up and like see this as their opportunity to be there for you and start doing girlfriend tryouts, right? But if they disappear, or maybe they're just like, okay, that's fine, um, that's okay too, right? That's no big deal. Um, so yeah. There will be lack of sleep, heavy drinking, and overstimulation will start to wear on you. That's your signal to take a break. So yeah, I've had a video before and an essay of when to take a break, and it's honestly, you know, heavy drinking, lack of sleep because you're up, you know, hanging out with a girl and having sex with her, and overstimulation. Overstimulation could be like, you know, you are you're drinking, the music, all these fun things, the sex, whatever, all those fun things can end up draining you. So it's time to take a break sometimes. And it's hard to tell when you need a break, but there is always a way to tell, and it's just you're just exhausted. Dating is supposed to enhance your life, not drain it. Drop it when life demands your full attention, or at least more time and focus on more. Yeah. So we talked about that. So yeah. All right. So um sex is great. It's worth the effort, but there's a barrier to entry, and sometimes you'll pay with your physical health in the beginning stages of a new sexual dynamic. And that's fine. Physical health is your main concern because of STDs, lack of sleep, alcohol, and all that. Your mental health is important too, but dating, as long as you understand women and you are red pilled and fully accept the red pill, mental health shouldn't be much of an issue. Yes, there'll be days where you're frustrated with women, or there'll be days where you're sad, but that is normal. That is healthy. Feeling emotions is not something. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if it's our generation, the millennials or something, but an icky feeling, a bad feeling, isn't mean you're suffering through mental health. It just means you're sad or mad or frustrated. That's normal. As long as you don't stay like that for like weeks on end, then you're fine. Um, there are days where I do get sad for some reason, whenever I saw something or experienced something, but then the next day I'm fine. And I'm like, that's the healthiest way to deal. It's just like, hey, this is what I feel today. It is what it is. I'm not going to try to change it. I'm just like, I'm going to feel sad, but I'm not going to make it anyone's problem. I'm not gonna adopt it as an identity. I'm just gonna be like, yep, this is just an emotion. It exists and I'm feeling it. And then moving on. Um, in time you'll learn to pace it. Just make sure you're eating right, hitting your macros, sleeping enough, and taking occasional breaks from alcohol late nights. Yeah, so always prioritize your health. Number one, always your health. Obviously, you may have to sacrifice your health a little bit sometimes for work, sometimes for other things, but for the most part, your health is always going to be number one. So take care of yourself and put yourself first and realize that mental health is only going to be an issue if you're not completely red pilled, but for the most part, sleep, alcohol, and STDs are going to be your problem areas once you get all the red pill stuff. So take care of yourself, right? So yeah. How are you guys doing tonight? What are you guys up to? Or how was your guys' weekend? We got Alex Patino in here. We got Heraclitus, Wheezy Bird, Todd. How you doing, Todd? X Runner, how are you, sir? Danger. Nice to see you guys. Familiar faces. We have Sensitive Tall N-word. Sean at home, how are you? Um, some new guys in here. You just need to have abundance mentality and develop the options that allow you to have an I don't give a fuck attitude that will even make you more. Of course, but how do we even get to that abundance mentality? That's a whole journey within itself and all that. Um, trying to see. I did ask Grok about what could be some ways dating could affect your mental health. Um, and it gave me a whole bunch of like you know, therapy words and all that stuff. But for the most part, all of these mental health or talking points or bullet points or whatever, all of these, if you were red pill, would be no big deal, right? So we'll talk about the negative effects here. So anxiety and stress, the uncertainty of dating, such as fear of rejection, wondering if someone likes you, or navigating ambiguous situation, can increase anxiety. First dates or waiting for responses can be particularly stressful. Now, this is anxiety and stress for men in dating come from the fact, right, that they are they live in they're entitled to women. They're neurotic. They were raised to be women. So if a woman doesn't text them back, it's all over. It's they're waiting by the phone. They're scared because they said something crazy. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal at all. So yeah. Hey Marty, how are you doing? Another thing is low self-esteem, rejection, ghosting, or unhealthy relationship can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt, especially if someone internalizes a negative experience. Now, again, this is one of those things where it's like the medium as a message. Watch what women do, not what they say. If a girl rejects you, guys, she rejects you. It's not personal. It just means that she doesn't like you. And women are not required to like every guy. And there is no 100% sure way to make a girl like you 100% of the time. So, emotional exhaustion, constantly searching for a partner, dealing with breakups, or managing toxic it could be draining. That's only going to be draining if you're not getting what you want, right? If it could be, you could be in a relationship and you want to spin plates and that would exhaust you. And then you could be spinning plates and want to be in a relationship, but you're too scared because you don't want to leave the spinning plates behind. And these are all multiple scenarios. And sometimes you just got to take a leap of faith. You got to be like, hey, I love dating multiple women at once, but let's try for this relationship, see if I enjoy it. You know, yeah. Depression, loneliness, unsuccessful dating experiences, or prolonged periods of being single when seeking a relationship due to feelings of loneliness and hopelessness. And here's the thing, like, even if you are lonely, even if you feel like a woman would help you be happier or more complete. Truth is, it won't. No woman on earth can complete a man. Women only want to enjoy your completeness. That's a quote from Pook. So that's another fallacy. Trust issues. Negative experiences such as infidelity or manipulation can lead to difficulties trusting future partners, impacting emotional security. Now, yes, there's going to be manipulators, the bad manipulators, not the manipulators that manipulate us in the way we want, but there's going to be infidelity, right? But for the most part, these are not things when you're dating and you're not in a committed relationship, cheating and manipulation not a big deal because she's not. You don't have a title, but realize, guys, that that's part of the deal of being alive. There's always a chance you'll get cheated on, and um, it's usually when you least expect it, and it happens. It's just you got to deal with it as healthy as you can. If you're a man and you get cheated on, then there's that relationship's over. There's no reason to stay there. Remove yourself from the situation as fast as you can, and all that. Social pressure, societal expectations, and comparisons can create pressure and stress or feelings of inadequacy. Again, the social media stuff, thinking that a relationship is people that use your relationship as a brand online, constantly pushing this idea that like if you're like me and if you are married and awesome like me, you'd be happy. But the truth is, you have no idea if they're happy, and there's a good chance they're not. So don't use social media as a metric of to what a happy relationship is. You have a certain way you like women to treat you. Focus on that because it is your world. Only you have your best interests at heart. Um, Codependency, loss of identity. In some cases, individuals may become overly reliant on a partner for validation, losing their sense of self, which can harm mental health. Again, we talk about this mental point of origin. If you're your mental point of origin, you're not going to be kind of going to being in a woman's frame and all that stuff. So yeah. And then trauma from toxic relationships, dating someone who's emotionally abusive, manipulative, or narcissistic can lead to long-term mental health challenges, including anxiety, depression, or post-traumatic stress. Yeah. So as men, we always have the opportunity to walk away if we feel like we're being abused and all that stuff. There's never a reason to stick around if a woman's physically abusing you, and not in the cute way. I mean, like actually trying to hurt you. Uh, I would recommend removing myself from that situation as fast as possible for legal reasons, and all that stuff. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. Uh, so yeah, guys, your mental health is important, right? But when you're dating and having sex with women, really, it's the lack of sleep and the alcohol that's really gonna wear you out, and staying up late. Um, so guys, take breaks, pace yourself. If you have a rotation of 3 women, you don't have to add any more. You know, you don't have to be constantly seeking the next one. If you have a nice little harem going, you can stop swiping. Stop swiping. You can stop talking to every girl possible. Just enjoy your plates, and then if one starts to fall off, or you feel like you have enough time, or you're just tired of one, you want to be the one to replace them, then you know you can do that. You'll never run out of women. So yeah. Other than that, eat right, hit your macros, sleep, and take occasional breaks. There really isn't much more to it. um your health matters, guys. Take care of yourself, but physically most of all. Hit the gym, eat well, take your vitamins, and most importantly, sleep, and you'll be fine. So yeah. Oh, all right. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to say on that. I will see you next time. Next time. I don't know when I'll stream next. I'm pretty busy until the weekend, but we'll see. Maybe I can squeeze one in for you guys until then. But yeah, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll put my what do you call it? My links here. There we go. Those are my links. Follow me on Substack, guys. 95 essays as of today, as of yesterday. $7 a month, and you automatically get 95 essays out the jump. So highly recommend it. All right, guys. See you next time.